Okay, so the next thing we want to do is move on to AdditionGameView. So AdditionGameView. And as before, let's start by importing Swift data. So all of this will be a little bit repetitive. Okay, import Swift data. Next, let's go down to the preview and get rid of this environment variable. In this, get rid of the environment and add model container for and high score entity dot self. And notice this is the old way to do things. We could actually use preview but I don't want to make too many drastic changes, so let's just leave it like this for now, and if we'll want maybe later towards the end we'll use the preview macro. Okay, it's not good to make too many changes at once, because if we have issues it's kind of very difficult to find the source of the issue. And in general, what we're doing right now is kind of complex in the sense that our program doesn't really build, right? If I try to build it now, it doesn't build because we're doing some really drastic changes. Okay, great. So the AdditionGameView model is not going to change. It doesn't have any persistency. We're only really concerned with a high score view model. So I'm going to get rid of this. And the advantage of getting rid of this is that every occurrence of high score VM now needs to be updated. Okay, so we see that for the AdditionGameView, it's in a very specific spot right here. And we need is new high score. That's what we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to is new high score and just grab whatever we need. So we're going to need is new high score. Now is new high score depends on max num high scores. So we're also going to need max num high scores. And it also depends on min high score. Let's see, what is min high score? Oh, that's right here. Here. So min high score is right up here. So we're going to need min high score. Instead of using int64, I'm just going to use int. Okay, let's grab this and then afterwards discuss things. Okay. So I copied that and okay, now we don't have any high scores right now, so we need to fix that. So we'll add, as we had earlier, add query private var high. I could copy the code, but high scores is an array of high score entity, and that equals to an empty list initially. And let's change this optional int64 to optional int. So this right here. Now why is it optional? Because maybe we don't have any high scores and then we return a nil. And this high scores last issue, this is something that we have to be concerned with. This might not be correct. So let's add to do check this. This doesn't seem right to me. I think this needs to be changed. Okay, so this is just something to keep in mind. Why do I say that it doesn't seem correct? Because high scores is not ordered, right? Earlier we ordered it separately for the list, but it seems like at this point we'll need to also do some ordering. So either we create a computed property, as we did before, or we use some more complex query. So actually what I'll do now is go to high score view and just grab this ordered high scores and go back to AdditionGameView and add this computed property. Okay, and now the last score is really the minimal score, right? So if I replace, see, the last score of high scores is not necessarily the minimal score, because high scores is not ordered. So if I replace this high scores down here with ordered high scores, then I can be confident that this is correct. Okay? So these are like minor changes, but they can cause quite a lot of trouble. Finally, I want isNewHighScore. I want to copy that function. Okay? So let's jump to isNewHighScore. Jump to definition. I'm just going to grab this code and copy it into the AdditionGameView. Into the, right below the body. So right below the body, I'm going to fold the body over here in AdditionGameView. I'm going to add this function, isNewHighScore. And now instead of doing highscore vm.isNewHighScore, I can just say isNewHighScore. And GameVM is fine. GameVM is fine. Let's build this and see what happens. So we still have this in64. So I got rid of that. It would be wise to search the entire project for in64s, because we don't want in64s. That was an issue with core data. Okay, great. So notice that all of our bugs are in high score view model. So I'm going to get rid of high score view model because it's no longer in use. Just to be on the safe side, before we delete the entire file, I'm just going to comment out the entire file. You know, deleting the file is quite a commitment. Afterwards, we can delete the file. And finally, I've been noticing a warning for some time now. Update to recommended settings, perform changes. So this has to do that the project was originally created in iOS 16 and it needed to be updated to iOS 17. So just made some changes to the project. Okay, great. Excuse me. And now let's run this. Cannot find type high score view model. Great. So we need to update, enter new high score view, and I think it would be wise to leave that for the next video. But I really want to make incremental changes, because really going from one framework to another is really, really delicate, even if at the end of the day we didn't change too many lines of code. Okay, great. So have an amazing day and see you next time.